Welcome to the Quick Stop Formula One podcast. My name is Nyasha, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate it. Joining me as ever. Have some of that. It's Andy Sabanda. Oh, it feels so good to be back.
It feels so good to be back.
So good to be back, man. We haven't podded for a minute,
mate.
We had to take some time off. We had to heal. I had to let the tears stop falling down my face.
We had to fight some trolls on Twitter.
Oh yeah, classic. Had to fight
some
trolls. Oh my god,
that was fun.
That was loads of fun. I had to have more discussions with merch samplers. It really has been quite the 3 weeks.
Seasonal period.
Yeah, it has. How are you, Tandy? First of all, obviously, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
I'm good. Yes, thank you. I've had a great time away. Drank a lot of red wine. What else did I do? I've moved from being a Merlot person to a Cab Sav gal. If anyone was wondering, I drink Cab Sav now.
Okay. Classy babe.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Merlot was making me a bit violent.
Oh right, fair play.
Yeah, I was becoming a bit mean.
All right, I see. So is this red wine though? Yeah.
I've always been a red wine gal.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm not a massive fan of white wine. I'm not gonna lie.
White wine's terrible.
Not for me.
I'll tell you where is good white wine though. I only drink white wine when I'm in South Africa. Shout out the South Africans because they know how to do wine.
100%. I realized that I can't drink anymore. I'm now so old that as soon as I try and switch through the gears and go a bit higher, my body's like, no. Christmas, I'm drinking like wine. I'm drinking bits and bobs. I'm like, let's step it up. My mum. I just don't know. I better I can hear you chew gum. Could you take your chew gum?
I'm so sorry, friends. I'm so sorry.
I can't believe it. What is going on here? What is going? I'm just like I'm talking, and I'm like, are you crazy? What the hell is going on?
Sorry. Continue. Your mum.
My mother, God bless her soul. I don't know what's going on in my house. There's only pint glasses, right? It just gives you an idea of right? They come from a classy family, right? So I go in the house. Okay, pint glasses. So I just basically made myself like a pint of white rum and apple juice. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is like a small
standard.
This is as big as like a tumbler, like it's fine. And it was basically conking me out. So I'll just have it, I'll drink it, and then within like half an hour, I'd have to nap. And I realized, I'm a napper now. I as soon as anything gets too much,
I gotta take a nap.
I gotta take a nap. But
if
there's ever a time for it, it would be Christmas. And I'm glad for the break.
Fantastic. I did the classic thing, when in the Wirral, you do small town village stuff.
Oh yeah.
You have fights with girls who you have beef with since year 11. You go to the pub.
Get some scraps.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now I do.
Yeah, no, I don't, but now I do. Should have known when you came chewing your gum like an extra of fucking grease or some shit.
Come on now, Spinelli from Greece. Now I'm joking, but it was good. It was nice going local pubs, seeing all your pals. People have moved on. People have had kids. Yeah. I've just had a podcast.
But it is quite the child you have birthed.
It's quite the child.
Quite the child. We're pretty big now. Like, you know what it is? It's
can't even go Tesco no more.
Can't go Tesco. It's crazy. Someone said that they found us on Google, and that got me really gassed. I was like, "What?" They're like, I searched F1 podcast on Google and I found you, and I was like, "That's crazy." So then I searched F1 podcast on Google. I couldn't find us. But
No, but those are those people, you know, those people who literally go on like page
yeah, join that. They do
900 and something.
extensive research.
He was
You know what I mean?
doing.
No, look, we've all been there, not just on Google, but that's neither here nor there. So, it's a family show. So, so at the top, there's a bunch of logos of
Yeah.
F1 podcasts, and I was scrolling, and I genuinely think we were in like the top 50 of logos of F1 podcasts before and I saw Quickstop, and I was like, wow, that's us. And there was so
Wow.
I'm not saying that we are the top 50 F1 podcasts. I would love to see the stats, but
Mhm.
just on the last episode, every other episode, no. But like,
I'd like to know where we kind of rank in terms of non-white podcasters, though. I'd like.
It's a pretty small league.
That's what I mean. So maybe we might just be top 5.
Yeah, I feel
there.
like maybe for sure. Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's like when they had like the Negro leagues in like
Yeah.
America, like
Yeah,
they'd
yeah,
have
yeah.
like the main one, then they just have like the little
It's the Negro League.
Negro. Oh yeah, also we have to stop saying the N word, by the way.
I've never said it, to be
Okay,
honest.
yeah,
Have you,
no.
have you noticed that, guys?
Yeah,
I've actually never
yeah,
said
no.
it because I don't
Okay.
say it out loud anyway.
I might have said it to make a point, but I feel like Negro League, that's what they were actually called. So that's
No, they were called the Negro League. Let's be historically accurate here. They were called Negro League.
yeah, okay. So
They were
that's
calling those Negroes.
no, so that's an actual thing, but
Yeah.
maybe the other M word. Look, we're going to try and cut down on that.
Yeah, we're
but
going to stop that.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it gets a bit heated. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes want to let it ring. Right, we have got a great show lined up for you guys.
Mhm.
Look, it's we're doing the end of year show in a whole new year.
Mhm.
We're just going to do some awards. We're going to take the piss. We're going to look back on the season. But first, we have got Sarah coming in. Sarah is part of a group of Team LH personalities who have basically been not behind the We Stand with Lewis Hamilton hashtag, but she's orchestrating, along with others, a series of protests basically to keep the injustice that happened alive and for us to keep the conversation going. So we're going to have a quick chat with her about that. And how you listening to this may want to join in with that, and then we'll bring on other first guests. It's like fan forum as well, by the way, so we're bringing on fans, which is going to be good.
Yay!
And so we'll have a quick chat, then we'll get into the awards, and then we'll go from there. Are you ready, Tandy?
I'm ready.
You ready to
Let's do
announce
it.
some awards? I'm
Let's
super
do
ready.
it.
Right, so we have Sarah here. Sarah, how are you? But sorry, Sarah, welcome to the Quick Stuff F1 podcast. Round of applause for you. Sorry.
Thank you for having me, guys.
We're so happy.
So am I.
The pleasure
Always
is
an honor.
all ours. So look, Sarah, you invited me into, or you invited Quickstop into a group of Team LH, and you guys are kind of spearheading an online, I guess, protest, but I guess initiative to essentially keep this, We Stand with Lewis Hamilton and like the FIA kind of injustice that happened in Abu Dhabi alive, and to keep that momentum going, I guess, until we hear what they say in this report, and then I guess beyond that as well. I guess, does that describe it?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, we all saw what happened, and for us, it was, I don't know, so shocking. Like honestly,
Yeah.
I'm out of words, but to me, it's important to really keep the conversation going and to keep the FIA in the spotlight, but in a more concerted way, doing
Yeah.
it. All of us, we are doing it to some extent, but in my opinion, to have it a bigger reach, we have to do it collectively as one. We we protest as one, kind of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Race is one and we'll protest as
so
one.
I really wanted it to be something more inclusive, like all the team LH to be on board and to say the things we want to say with one voice, and to kind of gather the attention of everyone and like write to the right person about what happened and that it shouldn't be forgotten. So that's the idea of the protest. Like we have to
No.
show support to Lewis. We have to denounce it, because it's like we are in 2021. How does that kind of things keep happening? Like on live television, it just, sorry, pardon my
Yeah.
French, because sometimes I'm
No.
struggling because right now
No.
I'm trying to translate, but my brain isn't very cooperative. Sorry.
No,
But
that's
that's
fine.
exactly it, though, isn't it? Like, in any language, we can all just tell we were violated.
Yeah.
Whatever language you were
Without
speaking,
love,
like, you could tell
honestly,
it was wrong.
it was painful.
Yeah, and I see that you are kind of going towards, because there's a bigger picture within the whole thing anyway, isn't there?
Definitely.
And Sarah, where do you kind of hope the campaign gets to? Like, is it more that you'd want to like build up a larger picture to kind of say that can't happen ever again? Would you, is that kind of the ultimate
To me,
goal,
the
sorry.
ultimate goal is the FIA to admit that they did something wrong, and
Mm,
also they have to
right.
either accept Michael Massey resignation or fire him, because they just can't subject us. They
Cut him
just can't
out.
subject us to his stewarding next year again. We can't have him keep bullying Lewis for another
Yeah.
year.
Just quickly before kind of we have to move on in this, but I guess people listening obviously to this podcast, you know, 90% of people who listen to this podcast, probably feel the same way that you do, probably feel the same that we do. How will people be able to get involved in joining in and amplifying this kind of protest?
Um, we have planned like a series of like stuff. For instance, we want to do a virtual protest. We are designing some signs,
Yeah.
because going on site is a bit tricky. For instance, I've been to France, and if you don't
Yeah.
have the authorization of the county, you just can't be like in large gatherings. So, from like
Yeah.
logistic point of view, it's easier to have like virtual protests, and you have also like a bigger reach, because it's like you have no bounds basically. So we are planning a virtual protest with hashtags. We want to like also drag the sponsors. Like, it's important to remind that these are the values of the brands that associate with FIA. So, like, look, you are endorsing, you are condoning malpractice, sporting malpractice. So it's important to put some light into those companies that keep encouraging what the FIA did.
Okay. Look,
Okay.
that sounds. I'm going to give you a round of applause for
Round
that.
of
Yeah,
applause.
That is incredible. I know that well, Quickstop is going to be a part of a space that's taking place on the 12th of January, which is going to be a month after obviously Abu Dhabi took place. But there's going to be, is that confirmed?
yes,
You're looking at me and I'm like,
yes, it's
is that definitely
confirmed.
confirmed? Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a space on the 12th of
January.
12th of January at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
UK or London time. So if you have Twitter, you
Yeah.
can tune into that. I'm sure it'll be recorded as well and kept somewhere. And maybe we'll link to that on our socials as well and make sure we can share that so you guys can get into that conversation. And, we'll be discussing all of these things and I guess how I guess as a collective how we've all kind of felt since then and what we've kind of seen and what we'd like to rectify and achieve. So thank you so
Hmm.
much for asking us to be
And
part of it.
thank
We're
you
really
for
proud to be part of
joining.
it.
This is it. Like,
Exactly. And look, we all have our own kind of ways
Yeah,
of dealing with things
yeah.
and
Dealing with
protesting
it, yeah.
things, and
Dealing with it, yeah.
I'm glad to be part of this. So we are going to get into some
Aha.
awards now, but we'll leave all the information for that. We're going to invite
Yeah.
Asaf in all the way from Israel, and then we're going to
Yay!
get into these awards. So let's do it. So we have joining us today. We have Asaf. Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. Round of applause for you.
Woo!
There you go. How's it going, bro? And where are you calling from?
I'm from Israel.
Israel.
Wow.
Man, this is we've got someone from Israel. We've got someone calling from Gabon.
Yes.
And he I feel like London is just not like exotic
London's
enough.
so basic.
It's so basic.
So basic.
I need to move to a different country. Asaf, I said Asaf, Sarah, but you can also join in as well. We're gonna talk about two awards. We're gonna do two awards now, and we're gonna start with our Race of the Season award. It's a very prestigious award. I don't even know what I actually don't have anything to give. They can have these glasses that I have by my desk. And that
These
is gonna-
lovely and a bit of this pack of gum I have by my
Yes,
desk.
there you go.
There you go.
So really prestigious awards.
I have
that we've
used
got.
tissue that I can
Yeah,
contribute.
no,
There you go.
chuck that all in. Chuck it all in. Asaf, I'll start with you as you've just come in. Thank you for
Totally.
joining us, and thank you for your support. We always see you retweeting and supporting. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you so much.
I definitely see them.
Yeah, you see
I
that?
love the podcast.
So, thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. What was your race of the year and why?
Well, do you want the long answer or the short answer?
I'm going to ask for. We're slightly behind schedule, so I'm going to ask for the medium answer.
Okay, so the medium answer. It was really tough because nearly every race was like a complete banger, right? I narrowed it down to two, just on account of them being free of so many DNFs, like and without Massey's interventions. So I think my race of the year is Brazil. It's not a controversial choice. It's a
Such a-
popular choice.
It's a fire choice.
Yeah. My second option was Sochi. I know that's a bit of
Yeah.
it's a bit out there.
Okay. Okay. You
yeah.
can only choose one, though.
It's
so
Brazil.
I'm gonna have to ask you
it's
to.
Brazil.
Okay. Cool.
It's
Can I ask you what what were your emotions during that weekend? Let's go back to the Brazil weekend. I feel like all of us could probably remember it quite well. I guess your emotions from Saturday to Sunday and everything that was kind of happened. I guess it must have been a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, I mean the disqualification, starting from the back of the sprint race, and then on top of that, getting the engine penalty. So did he make what, like 25 positions?
25, yeah.
I mean, that was just a masterclass of racing, pure talent and strategy. I mean, that was unparalleled. I don't think anything for that.
One of them. There's not much else.
That scared me.
They're so aggressively loud.
It's so aggressive.
I need to like turn them down. Hold on.
Where do I start?
It's too much.
It was too much in every sense.
Sarah,
So,
what were your memories of Brazil?
I think my best memory of Brazil was the sprint quali. It was a sprint quali because we didn't see that one coming. Because after the sprint quali, we were expecting Lewis to win the main race, but in sprint quali, honestly, we were so like deflated. We were like, well, they won. Okay, let's back it up. And then he said absolutely nothing. Like I watched the sprint quali on board and it was so pure. It was like flawless, flowing. It was like chef's kiss standing. It was mwah. So
It's incredible, right?
so honestly, I preferred
Kiss, she said.
the sprint quali to the race. Not that the race was awesome. Honestly,
It sounds so
like
much better when
nothing
you
to
say
add.
it
It
as
was
well.
Trust me.
perfect. But I was already expecting it because of the sprint quali. But the sprint quali, I was so like it was a really low point. We were like, well, goodbye, they won. And what he did was vintage Lewis. Vintage. Like
Yeah,
reminded me of Turkey in 2006. I was like, yes, baby, show them.
yeah. It
Mhm,
it was incredible.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
I said,
And that was right on the
show
Yeah.
back of
them
What
Mexico,
indeed.
wasn't
what
it?
I sp-
It was.
mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
us
we were
not,
all
taking it
depressed.
in Mexico. That was the beginning of the real race to the finish, like of the season. Like we saw the huge momentum building up from that week, starting from that weekend, all the way to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
What I specifically also remember about Brazil was how little we were down bad, really. Like we were low, weren't we, guys?
We
Like
were
we were
very
on
low.
Twitter, we were like, is he gonna do it? We were hopping on the podcast, me and Yasha were looking at each other sideways like,
We are so finished.
It wasn't. Let me say that that Mexico Grand Prix.
fam,
I remember doing the podcast afterwards, and just thinking like, what the
yeah.
wow, we are
Literally, trust me, like we are
fucked.
so down bad.
Right.
And he was, and it was just everything, the superhero stuff that we like to talk about with Lewis, and just smashing it out the park, and that was nice to see. Yeah, I definitely say that was a good race. Brazil was sick.
Brazil was incredible. Shout out to the Brazil prayer
Mm.
space as well.
And the fans.
Like
Oi, yeah, big
that
up the
was
Brazil spare press space.
man. All
We've
the
seen
and the Brazil
some
fans as well.
let's say shitty fans this season,
Oh,
right?
Mm.
Mostly in the beginning of
Yeah.
the season,
They've
a
always
lot of
been
bullying.
there.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
that was an
it's
ecstatic,
incredible.
good,
Like I've
positive
booked
crowd.
Brazil for next year.
It was
I'm
incredible to see how
definitely
they really loved him and took him
I
into their arms.
like
So
the,
look, Brazil is an incredible
I'm
choice.
going. I'm going to Brazil with my sister. Like
Wow.
I've been
we
telling
have to
Tandy, I feel like
go.
we need to go.
She said she
Like,
booked, fam.
yeah, I know she's got committed.
Yes,
Jeez.
girl. We go. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
no, it's gonna be.
Listen, I'm going to Brazil. I'm speaking it into existence.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's all go together. We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Asaf, let's get going.
Yay! Yes,
Let's go.
I
Right.
streamed from
2
Jeddah.
months.
I can
You
just
can
like
start
take a
early.
boat and like
You can
row
have
all
a
the
head
way over there.
start.
Right. Get on that boat,
love
paddle.
that.
It's gonna,
I only have
it's
2
gonna be
months to do it.
yeah, it's fine. You got you. I believe in
You're
you.
right.
Sarah, what is your?
Um,
So we'll put Brazil in. I might take your other choice. I'm not gonna lie to you,
well,
Asaf. But
I have a
Sarah,
sweet
what would be your
spot
choice
for
for
one.
race of the
It
season?
might not be the best, but it
Sorry, what
was
was that?
my best.
Oh, that was sorry for sorry.
And it's
Yeah.
Bahrain. The season, this it was a season opener, and you know how like the season
Okay.
testing went. We were like nowhere,
That's mine.
nowhere. That car
I
was
loved it.
literally undrivable. Like in season testing, we were spinning and crashing. In quali, we took like what 4 tenths on our heads.
Yeah.
We were so fucked. Sorry, but but that strategy masterclass
4 tenths of a
that
second. Yeah.
drive, goodness me, Verstappen had
That's
like
okay.
what,
Right.
like 8 laps, fresher tires, 3 DRS zone, and my man make it to the end. And he said, leave me to it, Bono. And I was like, yes, yes, it's going to go down. It's going down. There is no way he's letting him pass. Like,
Tandy, real quick, what
Yeah.
was your race of the year?
Sorry to
Yeah.
sound like a Rule Britannia bitch, but you know how Rule Britannia. Silverstone, of course. I always love to see the man winning at his home course, and he always does it. He does it amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, Rule Britannia and them things.
Yeah, Brexit means Brexit. And
Brexit means Brexit, innit?
And do you know what I mean? I feel like Max
Yeah, I mean-
Verstappen found that shit out at Cobb's Corner.
Brexit means.
Brexit means Brexit, brother. Okay?
As if he's just said that.
Huh?
As if you have just said that. You
That is
are.
bad. That's bad, isn't it? That is.
That is
Is
terrible.
that too much? What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't
feel
know if
like
that was
that's-
terrible.
I feel like that was topical.
Man said Brexit means Brexit, and I feel like Max Verstappen felt that.
It was gonna happen. The crash. I think the mad thing with the Silverstone crash was that like it just felt like it was coming, and then we, again, kind of similar to Brazil. I think that's coming off the back of the two Austria races, and we were just like, is this championship kind of just we're fucked now? And then the sprint race, I think he was on pole, and then he lost out, and Verstappen kind of was pretty aggressive in the sprint race as well. So yeah, Silverstone was a great race.
Yours?
My race was Bahrain, so I'm actually going to say go with Asaf. I'm going to say Sochi, because it was just. I think all of the races we've described, I think in any season are like classic F1 races, and I keep saying this on the podcast that Lewis Hamilton has given us like classic scenes this year, and him. I think a lot of people want to focus on Lando and whatever, but the fact that he was there to take
2018.
advantage of it and win on the last lap to win his 100th race. And I think that's just, it was really similar to, I want to say Germany 2018. Yeah, where he's there, he's taking advantage, putting people under pressure, and he's there when it matters. And the team made the right decision. And I think it was an incredible
It has
race.
to be Brazil.
We have to decide now between us, real quick, which one. We're gonna say one vote Brazil.
I'm saying Brazil.
Asaf, are you saying?
Brazil, obviously.
I think it's gonna have to be Brazil. So congratulations, Brazil. We're gonna give you a round of
You have
applause.
won a pack
You
of
have won.
gum,
You want a pack of gum?
some tissue,
Yeah.
Yes.
and some Christmas
That's some
glasses.
Christmas glasses. That goes to you. You know what? If you're from Brazil, first one to message me from Brazil with an address, I will send you.
Actually
these
gets those
glasses.
glasses.
Welcome, Keenan from South Africa. We've got Dens from North London. I can't believe it.
Down the road.
Thanks, guys, for having us on. It's sensational to be part of the podcast today.
Oh, I
Then,
love
do you
it.
know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I feel like Aldous is there. I feel like you might be my second favorite voice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, man.
Your voice is lovely. What, like butter? So, Den's first, and then we'll get to you, Keenan. So, Den's, see, you've got the racing chair there. For those of you on Spotify, you can't see that, but you're sat there in the racing chair. I know you're doing. You started to do like sim content and track guides and all kinds of content. Has that started this season?
Yeah, pretty much, Nisha and Thandi. You guys really inspire me as some great content creators, and racing's just been a huge passion for me ever since I was like 2 years old. Like a very short story.
Oh.
Because of Michael Schumacher, I was temporarily a Arsenal fan. Because at 3 years old, I thought that football clubs and colours were associated together. So I was like, oh, red's my favourite colour. I'll support Arsenal. And then when I got a bit old, I was like, yeah, maybe not. But bringing it back to the point, no, like I bought like a sim rig like a year ago now, and I've been
Nice.
getting used to like driving online in these esports competitions.
Nice.
And part of it, I think that's quite nice, is sharing that with my audience and fans and just other people across the world too. So big
Nice.
passion of mine.
Oh, look, it's super cool. I really want to get one. I don't think I'm allowed one, basically.
Oh, come on, Nasha. You have to. And
You
we have to
know,
get Thandy on as well. I want to see Thandy smash you up on the sim. That'd be brilliant content.
look, she went go karting and was a
Well,
professional.
he tells everybody this. It's because he's jealous, you guys. He's jealous. He knows that I would actually throttle him at go kart, and he tells everybody this. Okay.
I'm jealous. You know what? I'm jealous, yeah, that you made the standard kit look so wavy. Like those pictures
Name
were,
another content creator matching their wig
bruv,
to their fit,
that was
to their
crazy.
helmet.
That
Okay.
was brazy. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So thank you, Dens, and you know what? Thank you, Tandy, for your service to just wavy shit. And speaking of wavy shit, we've got all the way from South Africa. Oh my
Certificate!
god!
Certificate!
We have Keenan. Welcome. Hello. How are you?
Good. Thank you guys for having me. Like, I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. I've been following you guys for a while now. Well, ever since the season started. So thank you guys for having me on.
Salbuona, sissy.
Nice to meet you. I'm, like I said, super chuffed.
I learned that, Nyasha, for our listeners. Are you on mute?
I was on mute the whole time. I'm so
I said-
old. I'm so old. I
What?
literally, I'm so old. You know what? Don't even worry about what I said. It was a whole bunch of nothing. Right, guys, we've got. Can't believe that we've got 2 more awards to give out, and you know what? Yeah, you guys are low key like. You guys have got like the best awards. I feel
Mhm.
like because we're gonna really be able to go in on some people and then also celebrate some people as well. Which I feel is like what we do on the show
Mhm.
quite well. So let's go with you first, Keenan, and then we'll ask you, Dens, and then Tandy. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. Keenan, who is your flop of the year?
So I've got 3, and they're like in different categories. So there's the obvious choice. So the obvious choice is Mazepin. Everyone knows he was dog shit. I feel like you can't even actually say he's bad. You know, like just go be rich. There's no need for you to prove anything to anyone. Like it's getting worse by the day. Like by the
Yes.
weekend, it's getting worse. So that was like the obvious choice. And then I don't know. I hope I'm not going to get crucified for this, but like statistically, and I know everyone was doing like the whole nostalgia thing with all the fan cams when he left, but Giovinazzi was also like if you look at the stats, like he's not great. Like there was no points scored, nothing. Oh, sorry, 3 points, 3 points scored. So not great. And then my personal choice, like Daniel Ricciardo. Like I've never seen a flop like that was just like a descent like into hell like fast. And he's the more experienced driver in McLaren, so you'd think he'd do better, but he didn't. He had 1 podium. They celebrated for 6 weeks, and then nothing after that. And then he still ended up behind Sainz, behind Lando, and behind Charles. So yeah, not great from his side, and I feel like he's just been running from team to team, away from every battle. And I don't know, like after this, where's he gonna go?
Team Red, my guy.
Let's have the conversation. Oh my god.
Oof.
Let's have it.
It's
Okay.
smoky.
It's smoky in it. Because I'll tell you why. Because I tried to have this conversation. Earlier in the season. Okay. I got told, no, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and see what happens. We're gonna get used to the car. Dens, I'm gonna come back to you. Tandy, it's time. Okay. Your boy was I can't even. Your boy was so bad this year. It was actually embarrassing.
When did the honey badger become the hamster?
I would like to play the end
Oh no.
background.
I'd like to know as well because he's out here. I'm embarrassed, you guys. I am so embarrassed. Like, what the hell? Like, bro, I feel like all year my guy has just been. He hasn't really been on Formula One. His whole thing has kind of just been here for a good time, not a long time. Let me make sure I have good merch and just turn up and smile. And it's like, bro, like, where the fuck have you been?
Oh,
He's that
mate.
worker. You know when you work in an office and there's that guy who's always on a smoke break. He's always taking the extended lunch breaks. He's always in the toilet.
Bro,
And yet he wants to and yet it comes to 5 o'clock, he's like, guys.
you know Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo is that guy. You know you've got a deadline. You're rushing. You're looking like I'm gonna get this out. Daniel Ricciardo, come over to your desk. Oh, God, it's what are you up to? You up to much? Oh, I'm just trying to get this. Trying to get this out. Oh, fair play. God, so I was talking to the missus the other day, and God, she's making me pie for dinner this evening. I didn't even. But brother Daniel, I'm busy.
Daniel, you
Daniel,
got a whole race going on.
brother, go back to work. I can't
I
believe
don't
it.
know what it is, guys. Maybe because Daniel didn't actually get to go home to Australia. Maybe he left his brain cells there, but I hope he brings them for the next season because this is embarrassing. And where Keenan said that she feels like this guy now just hops, 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 hops. She called him a whore. Okay, she said you're a team whore, and I hear it. I hear it, Daniel. I don't like to shame people, okay? I won't shame
We
nobody
are
for
a
going from team
sex
to team.
positive podcast.
Mhm.
Whore is non-gender specific
Yeah,
as well.
trust me. But we've got to call out the Formula One whores, the whores of the Formula One society, and that man is just jumping from team to team to team to team. And everyone, sometimes I was on that team where we wanted to maybe blame the team. Red Bull weren't nice to him. They didn't understand him. What is there
Look,
to understand here, guys?
A good example of that, though, is that if we look at a driver like Gasly, also Red Bull wasn't treated very great, had
Mhm.
a really bad season that didn't end well, and he's doing really well in AlphaTauri. Like he's doing so good. He's scoring consistent points. He's showing up for the team, and I swear to God, like if I see Daniel Ricciardo in another cowboy hat doing some stupid shit like get in the simulator and do your job first before you go out there and smile. I don't even care about all this. Like, I think the smile just got so much more annoying as the season progressed because I was like, I
Honestly,
just want you to do your job. Like, I remember you were like such a hungry driver, and that just feels like it's completely disappeared. Like, he's got no hunger to beat the driver just even in front of him.
Mark Webber threw up in his helmet, and he's more iconic. He's my goat now. Sorry, he's my Australian
Oof.
fave.
Oof. Oof. But guys, can I add something?
Dens. I was gonna say Dens. Let's bring you in, bro.
I'll throw
We've been going in. We've been
I
going
know.
in. So
Listen, let me throw my Aussie a little rope and a kangaroo hat or something, because you lot are going in on him. But what we'll say is you can't argue it. He's had an absolutely disastrous season for his own standards. He got absolutely trounced by Lando Norris. There's no excuse for it. I would say the redeeming factors for Ricardo this season has maybe been the win in Monza. It seemed to be when he got that win in Italy this year, it happened to change some of the momentum. We seemed to get some of the old kind of sass back from Ricardo when he came back with the sassy radio message saying, "Oh, I'd never left. I was just on the side," you know. And also, what I would say is, towards the end of the season, he seemed to be a bit more consistent than maybe Lando. Whereas I think when Lando had that howler in Russia, where my guy didn't box with the intermediates because he's too busy shouting at his engineers, you could see that Lando's kind of focus changed a bit and it affected him. He even did I think an interview with Good Morning Britain, and he was getting involved in all these politics left, right, and center. What I think is with Ricardo, as soon as like he got that win in Monza, he was like, okay, this is a decent foot for me to build on. Let me try and build it up, and it's been reflected in the championship results because I think Lando got 160 points and Ricardo got 115. So only 45 points difference, despite the beating looking so tragic at times.
Look at that! Look at that! Just a little bit of. Do you mean
His voice, man.
it's
Thank you.
lovely?
God.
What a lovely voice,
Mate.
I want to memorize you guys up by it. That's
I could just hear you talk all day, brother. So, what I was gonna say, look, when we put out that tweet and we were like, "Who's the most overrated driver?" I did not expect it to be the Daniel Ricciardo cooking session that it turned into. Like, it was to the point now where I don't even know if anyone rates him. And I think the reason why, for me, he's a bigger flop than I'm trying to think who you could argue. Look, you could argue.
I know you want to say it.
I don't want to.
I know you want to say it.
No,
Just say it, innit? Okay.
You
That
could
was
argue.
not. Go on.
You could argue Vettel,
Okay.
but at the same time, he beat his teammate, and that car is obviously bad. So, and I'm watching Pit Stop Fracco getting cooked for saying that he spins. I'm not gonna say that he spins a lot. I would say that he has, he span in Silverstone. He went into the back of Ocon in Bahrain, and and he span a few times in a couple of times in practice. You as the caliber of driver that he is, like, he can't keep doing stuff like that. But he got a podium, should have had another one. Overall, I have a personal thing with Vettel. I don't want to bring that into it. So I just think his stock has fallen so far, Daniel Ricciardo, from where it was at the start of the season and what everyone thought he would be. That it's really hard to look past Daniel Ricciardo as the flop of the season, just because it's just, it's so disappointing. And you really do hope next year that he does sort it out. I can't buy the excuse of his driving style wasn't meshing with the car. I can't, we had the longest F1 season in history. He had so much time to sort it out. I think, like you said, Keenan, get back in you need to, if you're not already, you need to be living next door to Woking. You need to be in that simulator. The amount of hours Lando spends on his eSIM at home, you need to put double that in the actual simulator at McLaren. And I pray to God he beats Norris next season. Otherwise, his career is finished. Like, it is finished. And it would be an anticlimax, I guess I would say. Such a shame. I hate to do it. Sorry.
You know what? That pained me as well, to be
I
fair.
hate to do it. Then,
That made me hurt.
who was your choice if it wasn't Daniel Ricciardo then?
Oh, listen, Aisha, I've got candidates. I've got
Oh.
candidates out here, brother. Man's got the notepad and things, fam, because there's lots of fraudulent activity out here. I'm calling on behalf of HSBC because there's been some fraudulent activity on these accounts. So, firstly of all, on the organization account, I've got the FIA, the Fraudulent
Oh my
International
God.
Automobile, for the howler of a race finish. How could you call that a race? That was like, I seen many things. I seen the fraud father trying to make people an offer. I seen all kinds of shenanigans, but
Oh my
not
God.
like this. Nah. So the FIA, honorable shout out to them.
Yeah.
In terms of team, I know Paris, shout out on the chicane as well. She's gonna absolutely rip me for this, but
Yeah.
Aston Martin come with their thing too.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
the saying is, try and be an inspiration, don't be a copy. They come with this B-Tech Mercedes, this pink thing, rebranded it as an Aston Martin.
Oh my God.
New regulations and things like that just get distributed now.
Oh.
And they just had a stinker. Absolute shocker from the grave. Couldn't believe it. Like, at least Mercedes, they had the same sort of issues as well with the FIA rules
Yeah.
changing the floor and these
Yeah.
things as well that are technical rules. They managed to balance out the W12 and make it a brilliant car. But where was Aston Martin though? Went missing like where's Wally? Nah, can't have that. And then listen, the final one, which I know is gonna rile up quite a few people. Listen, he might be their goat, but he's not my goat. He must be Curry goat and them things there, because could never be my goat. Has to be the Iceman, which isn't
Oh, yeah.
so ice anymore. Because listen, how's
Yeah.
my guy retiring on 10 points?
Yeah.
Got beat by Sonoda, a rookie that crashed every other qualifying session.
Oh,
Got
God.
out qualified by Giovinazzi 14 times. And on top of that, he wants to come out and say that he's one of the greatest. Never.
Oh.
Could never be my goat, that. So Kimi Raikkonen has to be my flop of the year.
Wow, Denzel. That is.
Yee!
Absolute pepper.
Wow.
Wow. It's almost like looking in my reflection. You know what? Yeah, it's like I look at you and I'm like, wow, is this what we sound like when we go in? Because I'm like, that is.
It's a North London thing, bro. It's a North London thing.
Hey. My goodness. I don't even know what to say to that. What I would say, actually, I'm gonna do what you did on the last one and just give some perspective. In that, I'm willing to give Aston Martin some bail if their car next year is good, because I guess they would have completely sacked off this year to make next year good. But also, that's what happens when you copy someone's car. You don't know how that car probably works. The regulations change, and now you don't know how to fix it, which is the same thing that happened to Haas when they copied Ferrari's car and they didn't know how to sort it out, and they still don't know how to sort it out 4 years later. So it's a slippery road. But yeah, Kimi, I really, yeah, I mean, like Tanya, I know you've not really got much to say on Kimi, but I'm just happy he's gone.
Not at all. McKinney, like, fairs. He's gone. Like, it's what was needed. Like, it's been overdue, isn't it?
Absolutely,
Also,
Daddy. And what I'll say with that as well is I absolutely despise how when Lewis Hamilton gets a bit vocal on the radio, he's shouting at them. He's being aggressive towards Bono and the team. Oh, that's absolutely unacceptable. But as soon as Kimi says something, where's my steering wheel? Oh, you didn't tell me. Where's the drink? With all these demands, it's all cool. No, that's why I have to give him flop of the year, because he does all these little microaggressions and they're just brushed underneath the carpet like they're funny. But when it's Lewis Hamilton though, and we know why, then it's something else.
I will say on that thing about like Kimi Raikkonen, it comes across as like a little unprofessional. Like, I don't know, even in the interviews. So everyone thinks it's funny, like he's just, he's just being quirky. But I do find it a little bit unprofessional. Like, you are a grown up, I guess, in regard to all the other drivers. Like, act like it a little bit. You're not setting a good example. You think you're funny. And I know the entertainment value part of F1 has played into like making him this kind of, this little, he's a bit of a joke at the moment. I mean, he's supposed to be Kimi Raikkonen, but he's a bit of a joke at the moment. And I have a prediction that they're going to do the same thing with Vettel. Like, it's already starting. Like, they're kind of cleansing or taking away this idea that he's a driver, and it's all about all these funny moments and funny sayings, and it's not about the driving anymore. And I think that's where Kimi Raikkonen kind of like veered off, because now it looks like he just doesn't give a shit about anything, which is really
And
disrespectful to himself, to his teammate, to the team, to everyone who works really hard every week to make sure their car runs. And then he just shows up and he says something like 2 words and everyone like thinks he's so funny, but I just find it unprofessional.
I absolutely think nothing encapsulates everything we're talking about more than the fact that this guy said before the season was going to start that he's looking forward to Abu Dhabi because it's going to be his last race.
I saw that clip. Was that
And
supposed to be funny? Because I
and
didn't laugh.
everyone's like, oh, that was so Kimi. It's like, do you understand? Him leaving, do you know how much could have been sorted out if everyone knew Kimi was leaving? So if Alfa Romeo knew that seat was gone, Bottas could have got that seat earlier. Someone else could have got that. Like, there's so many things which were basically hinging on my man telling Alfa Romeo he's going to leave. So they didn't even know he was going to leave. I was actually reading an article in the F1 magazine They didn't even know he was leaving until summer. So this guy, in his mind, he's already checked out, and then people are celebrating it. And it's like there's 20 seats on the grid, and we like this is the reason why I have issues with with Vettel, with Alonso, and it's like if you're not performing at the top end and you're not Alonso, not so much because I do genuinely think, as much as I hate him, he's just got this absolute egotistical thing where he genuinely does think he's still the best, and he's going to continue to try and strive for whatever he can. I think Vettel, we can all see the fire's gone out a long time ago. I don't think anyone's kidding themselves to say that he still has the desire and skill to race at the front of the grid anymore. It went at Ferrari. It's going even more now. Anyway, I think it's ridiculous. I completely agree with you, Keenan. I completely agree with you, Dens. I'm gonna let Tandy decide. Tandy, out of the choices, Daniel Ricciardo or Kimi Raikkonen, who was the flop of this season?
Dens. I loved the script. It was amazing.
Thank you.
However, we need to drag the Australian by his singlet, guys. And I think it's fair to just put Daniel in this category for now, as much as it pains me. I think this is quite sick that Nyash has made me be the one who says it out loud, but I hear it still. Yeah. So,
That
yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, I think
That
like
was awesome.
what a flop Daniel Ricciardo was. And you know what's so embarrassing is, guys, if you look through all the podcast episodes, I just kept going, no, like he's known to just get better each race. No, guys, he's gonna get better. Like, that's so embarrassing, Daniel. I can't believe you've done that to me. Yeah.
Daniel, you have blood on your hands. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to Daniel kind of flop of the season, unfortunately for Daniel. Righty ho. So on to our next batch of guests, and we have Raina and returning Josh from Wisconsin. How are you guys? Round of applause. My God. So good to have you guys on the show. Raina, thanks for joining us. We just had a conversation. We realised that you are from a place where I used to live.
Creepy
Well,
Crawley.
You're calling from Crawley. You know what?
Creepy
I'm gonna give it
Crawley.
the. Fucking, I hate that place. You know what's hilarious? Yeah, I took my brother to uni. Yeah, I used to say to my brother all the time, like, you will realize this place is depressing, and he was like, no. Took him Bath uni. He's been in Bath for 1 term. He come back the other day. Oh, Crawley's a bit shit, innit? Well, sorry, he's lived a bit of life somewhere else, and he's like, but look, you are clearly a shining light in an otherwise depressing place.
Accurate.
How real quick, like, how did you get into F1? How did you find the podcast? All of those things.
Ooh. Have to say I'm come from Drive to Survive. My
Nice.
brother used to be into it back in the day, but I wasn't too into it. But my friend forced us to watch Drive to Survive in March, and now a few of my friends and I are like obsessed. Like
This is your first season.
yeah, what a season, right? To start.
What an exciting season to start.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, so I'm like depressed because of the end, but you know, is what
We
it
won't
is.
talk about that.
No, never happened. It's fine.
No, that's crazy. What a season to start in, and thank you for joining us. We're going to get into some awards. Before we've spoken to Josh, who is back, and you showed us Ruby, and I was like, my heart is so full.
So cute, man.
Just explain it, because I reckon some people will probably think that I'm talking about like a pet or something, and it's like your whole daughter.
Yeah, she's real, guys. Everybody, she's real, y'all. And it's not just something I throw out there on Twitter every once in a while. No, so Ruby got to pop on, and then she was getting a little fussy. So Mom came upstairs. She got the little top knot ponytail.
Oh, she look cute.
And so
Cute.
that's our shining star right there.
She's very cute.
She's so cute, and like just seeing the pride from you every time you talk about it, like nearly makes me broody. I'm like, But
if you ain't really about that life, don't do it, man.
Yeah, no.
Let me tell you. And
Not him gunshotting this.
hey, I'm gonna keep it real. Hey, she is 21.
Don't have kids.
No, she's 21 months, and let me tell you, whoo, it's 21 months and 2 years of a pandemic.
God, yeah.
She was born. Yeah, I think I shared last time. She was born 2 weeks after the United States kind of just shut down for they only shut down for a month. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we've been on lockdown pretty hard for a while. We loosened up, and now Omicron is just something else.
All right, bruv, let me say that. We're in London, which is Omicron capital of the world, bruv.
Which is, you go around the corner, you hear din, 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 and it's there.
Can't move for that motherfucker. It's fucking crazy.
And I'm a school teacher I teach fourth grade, so 9, 10. So I'm just we go back to work tomorrow, and I'm like,
oh no,
I'm gonna be pulling.
How old are the kids? Sorry.
They're 10 they're 9 or 10. So they.
Yeah, those are the ones who cough like this.
The worst part is when they pull the mask down to cough. I'm like, just cough in the. I'll get you a new mask. I will get you a brand new one. Just keep that mug covered up.
That is hilarious. Okay, so we're gonna get into some awards right now. So the awards the first award. Tandy, these awards these are so loaded, these awards, but I love it. The first award is the Why Are You Here award. I'm going to let Tandy explain it.
Did I write that?
You put that.
Man, I forget how mean I am sometimes. Why Are You Here award.
So, Why Are You Here award.
This is the award for the driver who you look on the grid and you're thinking, why are you here? Bro, you haven't done a lot. Maybe they haven't done a lot. Maybe they've shown no effort. Or maybe it's just so clear that, Formula One wasn't always the dream or isn't the dream anymore.
Yeah, okay.
So, without further ado, Raina, your nomination, please.
My nomination is your favorite person, Mr. Valtteri Bottas.
Okay.
Just.
I hear that. And can you tell us why you are? Can you tell us why after the 2021 season, and you have now come to question why Valtteri Bottas is actually here?
Because I don't know if you noticed, but did it even matter that he was there? Honestly, there were times where I'm
especially after.
This guy, there was no point. You knew if he didn't qualify well, say goodbye to this dude, because he was going to be stuck behind a McLaren or someone way slower than him for the rest of the race. You cannot rely on this guy. I'm so done.
He did call in sick to the last race,
Oh my god!
So I do hear that, Raina, and I agree with that one. Josh, this is your nomination.
This is why Mercedes, absolutely ignore us.
I'm still.
This is why. It doesn't matter how many fan cams we do.
That's why Mercedes don't fuck with us.
They don't fuck with us, bro. You see how long they were saying goodbye to Valtteri for? But they were saying goodbye to him for weeks.
They still are, honestly.
They still are.
It's like, oh my god! I just look. Let me know, because you know what, we actually got cussed out for it, and I'm still scared of the cussing out we got for going at Valtteri, and it was kind of justified. So you know what? I'm not saying anything, but I hear you.
Yeah. Josh, do you have a nomination for this award?
I'm still reeling from that nomination, to be honest.
I'm so sorry.
And no, I get it.
It's better when it's not from us.
Yes. There we go. I am gonna go with Fernando Alonso.
Okay.
People
Viable one.
trying to get us
Me, no.
cancelled. I'm gonna put this on Twitter, and then all the Lonzo fans. I've got the Vettel. Tandy went at fucking Vettel's hairline in the last segment. If you didn't know, I've got, Bottas shouldn't be here. Alonso shouldn't be here. But I love it. I love it, Josh. Tell us why.
I think he came back because he thought he would have a chance to beat Lewis and just wanted to try his best to shit talk that man into thinking he was lesser than he is. And Lewis is like, fuck you, dude. Like, when you don't have... Like, everything out of his mouth was, Lewis isn't that great. Look at Max. And it's like, come on, man. You had a good time away from the sport for 2-3 years. Just stay home. Let Piastri get that spot. Like, come on now. You're not who you used to be. I'm gonna say it.
You're spitting right now, man. Spitting those facts. No one wants to talk about that. Everyone's talking about how Piastri doesn't have a seat. He's an Alpine Junior, and there's a 40-year-old Don in his seat. What do you want? But everyone's
I definitely agree. I actually definitely agree.
Is that yours? Well, no.
No,
Wait.
that's not mine.
I know yours is.
Who is mine?
I feel like it's one of two people.
Okay.
It's either Kimi Räikkönen.
Well, I feel like the trash took itself out.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or it's I don't want to. Oh, she's gone. Tandy just popped out. Tandy, can you hear us? Mac Charger. Oh my god. Her charger's punked out. Look at the professionalism on this podcast. I can't believe this. She's run out of battery. I don't even know whether to stop this now. Do I just carry on? Can she even come back in? Let me get my phone. Right. I reckon let's try and plan this. I reckon it's going to be Lance Stroll, because she always says that he looks like someone who driving isn't his passion. So I think it's Lance Stroll. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording, and then we're going to get her back in, and we'll find out. And we'll see you after these messages.
I thought at first you guys could.
No, yeah, we're recording. No.
Yeah,
Carry on. Carry on.
Yeah.
She's back now, everyone.
Yeah, I thought at first you guys could actually hear me, so I was having a conversation with myself.
Right.
I could see Raina nodding along. I was like, yeah. And then I clocked, and then you guys started slagging me off, and I was like, right, okay, right. They can't see me. They can't. But as we were saying, you think mine? Well, I feel like with Kimming, the trash took itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said that I think it's Lance Stroll.
It is Lance Stroll. Now we've only been touching on Lance very, very little, itty bitty throughout the season. You know, I like to say anyway that before I drag Nyasha into my agenda, I like to think with Stroll, it was always his dad's dream. Obviously, it's his dad's team, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think Lance just has other hobbies that he really wants to pursue. No one stopped to ask Lance after he finished, like, you know, A-levels and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to do a plumbing course?
Yeah. Fucking plumbing.
Do you want to be a joiner? Lance.
Why are you trying to get? Lance Stroll is the last person I can imagine doing like a trade. Like,
I can see it.
You can see that. You can see like your boiler's gone. Yeah, Geezer turns up
And
in the
Lance,
van.
Lance Stroll turns up. I can see it. I can
guys.
see that before I see him winning a championship.
Oh wow!
Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I am lying right now.
Look, look. I would say you're lying, but we don't know how much money Daddy Stroll's going to put into this team, and he could just end up. He could just end up, you know, winning a championship whilst, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
doing plumbing on the side. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe Stroll's dream is for his dad to buy the FIA into him getting a champion. Maybe, you know, I've heard the FIA can be bought.
Well, I would. It's funny you should say that actually, because there was a race about a month ago. Where, oh my god, let's not get into it. Okay,
Yeah.
so look, I'm gonna just take it from your three there, guys. Who do we think between Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas, and Fernando Alonso? I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, Giovinazzi's left. Mazepin. I'm just fucking, what the fuck are you doing here, brother? What are you doing here? I got today. He come out with some quotes like, "I'm ready to fight in the midfield." I felt like I had some good battles. I saw Amelia's tweet. She's like, "Brother, you can't even get the concept of being lapped. Like, how are you gonna fight wheel to wheel? You can't even let someone overtake you on purpose." So
I don't know. I feel like Mazepin has been brought into like the races to kind of really stress us all out. Like he was brought in. I don't know, a bit like crack in the 80s, like a bit like those, those geek bars that are only found in the hood at the moment. You know them geek bars everyone's smoking right now, and they're only found in the hood. I feel like he's been brought into. I hate myself. Hey, I hate myself. Why am I like this?
Man. So between Mazepin,
Yeah.
this is the last episode. Between Mazepin, and I just want to preface that by saying we don't want him here. Okay,
Yeah, we don't want him
we
here.
don't want him here, and it's ridiculous that the sport even has us talking about. We spent a whole season not talking about him because he doesn't deserve to be talked about, and he is a fucking joke. So like we are going to run these jokes on him, no matter how insensitive the jokes.
Yeah.
So we need to decide a winner out of these ones. Who wins that award? You know what, Tandy, I'm going to leave you out of this.
Okay.
Rainer and Josh, real quick, who do you think deserves that award?
I'm going to go with Alonso. I actually think, especially if Piastri doesn't get a seat because of him.
Yeah.
Like, he can go do something else. Like, he's 40. Like, go do something useful.
Yeah.
in your life. Let's not
14
drive.
guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Josh, you
Go
win
to the
that one.
Spanish
Well done.
countryside and continue to be a racist. Goodbye.
It's not just me. It's not just us. It's also our listeners.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know what they say? Like, culture comes from the top down, and I just feel like we can't say anything because we're just as bad as everyone here. So look, I didn't say it, but what I will say is, so people might say like Alonso's not racist, whatever, but what people need to realize is if you're someone who's doing interview after interview saying how you're different to Lewis, saying how Lewis is funny, wears funny clothes, how you're laughing with Spanish broadcasters saying, "Oh, no one in Spain liked Lewis," when we know that because they were dishing out racist abuse to him, which you said that because he'd gone against you, that may have been he should understand why he got that. It's not. It doesn't look good, and you're showing your privilege, and that is just as bad. Let's move on to the next awards before we get cancelled. Real quick.
We get cancelled.
We get cancelled.
We need a little jingle every time we say something where we're like, this could be the last straw.
Yeah. I think I'll get that that guy's like, whoa, now. You got too much lip in your chip. I think that is, or just like Vince McMahon, you're fired. Because that is where we're going. So next award is Rookie of the Year. So there were only 3 by my count, and that is Yuki, Mike, Mick Schumacher, happy birthday, Michael, keep fighting, and Nikita. So taking Nikita out of the equation, who do you guys think had a better season, Mick Schumacher or Yuki Tsunoda? I'll start with you, Josh.
Mick Schumacher, hands down. Schumacher. He would put. I mean, didn't he lap Nikita multiple times in the same
Yeah.
car, even after
Yeah.
Daddy Mazepin bought a new chassis. Like Mick was still putting like laps on him.
Yeah. He smoked it. I think there was, I don't know about laps, but for sure there was like gaps of like a minute plus. Actually, he might have lapped him on one race. Actually, he did get lapped.
He did get
Which
lapped.
race was it? Because I remember saying, I was like, he got lapped. You're last. We did a video on it. It was like, you're last, and you got lapped by the guy. Oh my God, I'll never forget that day. That was ridiculous. Yeah, Mick Schumacher did do well. Reina, do you agree, or do you have a soft spot for Yuki?
Okay, look, obviously I have to rep Yuki, Asians point Asians, but sadly, Yuki wasn't doing what I hoped he would. Obviously, the last race was great, came
Yeah.
fourth, but just a bit inconsistent and crashing into people and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say Mick. Even like, he kind of showed he could do something, in Hungary.
Yeah.
He's kind of defending against Max and stuff. But there wasn't a lot to choose from because I fully wrote down Alonso as Rookie of the Year, but seeing as we demolished him
Oh
in the
yeah,
last award,
yeah.
probably not gonna give him
Probably,
any
yeah.
kudos.
we're not giving him that award.
No, we're not giving racist awards, which is why
Yeah.
Mazepin shouldn't win either.
Yes, exactly. There's no way he should win anything, even ironically. Tandy.
I'm a diehard Yuki stan.
Yeah, I know.
Do we have anything to compare who got top 10 the most this season? I think it might have been Yuki.
What, in terms of between him and Mick?
Yeah.
I mean, he's in because the car is in.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Wow. See, I see how you're going. See when someone has an agenda, yeah.
And to be honest, I feel like having been Yuki's first year.
Yeah.
These things happen, and sometimes in the world of adversity, you've got to take a beating when it's your first year, know where you're going wrong. And do I think Yuki's going to have a year like he did this year again? No.
Oh, nice.
Do I think Mick will continue to sit next to Mazepin on the bench? Yes. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. What I will say is, how to put this? Mick Schumacher has a lot of expensive crashes, and of course, the Haas is difficult to drive. But if we're going to make fun of Mazepin for spinning as he did, the extent to which Schumacher crashes, and they are big crashes when he does crash, he needs to cut that out next year. But he did kind of do that in his first year in F2 as well, where he kind of had like a season of kind of figuring it out, and then the next year he was a lot better. So I think hopefully if the Haas is better and he's had a year of F1, he should figure it out. But on balance, I'm actually going to go... I'm going to go Yuki just because when he caused Verstappen to go wide in Mexico, that was hilarious. And
that was funny.
I'm not going to lie, the content that we put out that weekend was incredible. And I just want to thank Yuki for that because it was absolutely fucking incredible. So well done to Yuki. You get to win Rookie of the Year just for that. What?
Oh, so Yuki's won.
Yuki's won, yeah.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Help me as well if anyone finds any cool Yuki Tsunoda merch because I'm looking for some t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if anyone finds
Keep it's hard for him because they just got him in that dead ass Alpha Tauri stuff. Oh, I sound like one of those dude bros. No, they were like Max dead ass beat Lewis yesterday. Dickhead, bro. I hate it. Why are you writing and they write dead ass like ARSE, and it's like
dead ass.
Dead ass.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god, that dead ass happened last year, guys. Get over it. Get the fuck out of my mentions, bro. Are you crazy? No, let's talk about it, yeah? Verstappen fans, yeah? God, we're no good. Like, no, let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna. Right. Right. Okay. This is like my favorite award actually because I feel like we can get to slander absolutely everyone.
Okay.
Driver who moved to a new team of the year award. So, someone who moved to a new team from a team within F1, who did the best. So we have Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, I'm gonna do those three. We won't count Fernando Alonso. Someone
Checo.
Checo. There you go.
Checo.
That's the other one. Guys, I'm just gonna ask if you're not talking, can you go on mute? I can hear a echo.
This light's about to go. I can see it.
So I'll start with you, Reina. Who did the best out of the someone who went to a new team?
I mean, I think there's only one answer. It's Mr. Carlos Sainz, which I'm so happy about because I just feel like, I don't know if he's underrated, but I just feel like he's just a guy who turns up for work. He works hard. He puts in the hours. He like moved to Italy, and he goes and beats Charles Leclerc. Like, who does that? What a guy! 4 podiums. He got like all top 10 finishes except for like 2 races. I had to look that up. What a guy! I'm glad he gets his recognition.
I love the research. I love.
I had to for my guy Carlos.
Josh, any change on Carlos?
I agree completely. I think Carlos is the only option. I mean, Vettel, nothing. Checo, outside of the 3 times he defended against Lewis, nothing. I forgot who the other one was already. So nothing there. Oh, Danny Rick. Yep, Danny Rick. Nope, nothing.
Beautiful gowns.
He lucked into Lando being told not to race him. So no, it's Carlos all the way.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to look past it. I mean, Tandy, I think we were going to get into on the next one, the next guest with Floppy. No.
I know we're going with this.
Your time will come. Don't you worry. You obviously have Ferrari aren't your favorite team, but have you been impressed by Carlos Sainz this year?
I've been incredibly impressed by Carlos Sainz. I just think he's amazing, isn't he? I want to know what shampoo he uses, who his psychiatrist is that keep him so sane and calm. Like, he's just great vibes, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? And it's so unfortunate that he's in that team, but he fits so well and he's fitted so well. But guys, we can't. Now. I know I'm a fair woman, and we can't skate past Checo Perez being the one person who definitely fits so well in that Red Bull seat. We were talking about at the start of the season, is Checo going to do well? We can't skate past that, guys. I will not allow us to do that, and he has done very well in that seat. I don't know what that seat entails. I think this year it kind of also, he's held the family secrets. He's bent over when he's needed to. He's moved when he's needed to. He's retired when he's needed to. Y'all see where I'm going with this. And I think, while Checo Perez is my nomination, we cannot skate past. I mean, while Carlos is my nomination, we can't skate past Checo Perez as the perfect number 2 Red Bull ting, whatever. Yeah.
Ting. It's perfect side dish. I think he is. Yeah. Look, we all thought that seat was cursed. I think we were saying, the Red Bull seat is cursed, and I have the whole season had really serious reservations about Checo Perez. I think the second half of the season, I think he managed to really get on top of the car. I like the fact that apparently he went with his own setup and he was bold enough to kind of go with his own setup, and that's kind of helped him. I like how he can have clean driving with Hamilton and there's never any contact. My opinion of Perez has gone up a lot this year, and I think he definitely deserves some accolades for that. obviously, I think the winner is Science, but for sure, I think you're really right to bring that up, Tandy, and that's why you're the star of the show, and I'm merely just the buttons guy. Just
You
the
heard it here
buttons guy.
first.
So look, congratulations to our award winners. Who won the first one? Who shouldn't be here anymore? Was it Maz? No. Was it Stroll? No. Alonso.
Why are you here,
It
Alonso?
was Alonso. Well done to Alonso. Well done to Yuki, and well done
Who
to
got the hair award?
Carlos Sainz. The hair award we gave to. Oh God, I can't remember. We ended up just talking about Lewis and Monza for like 15 minutes. So I actually can't remember. I actually can't. Did we give it? Look, the listeners will know. But whoever won that award,
Yeah,
congrats to you in it. I think we might as well just give it to Vettel in the end
yeah.
because of you guys went here because we think he went to Turkey, basically.
Oh, he got
Yeah.
hair transplants for sure. He got some hair transplants.
There you go.
You know what I get? Actually, you know what? I clocked it now because that's why he was wearing his hat the whole
Yeah.
time.
Because when you get a hair transplant, you can first see kind of where the shape
Yeah.
is about to grow, and then all of a sudden he became Mr. like peace and love with his hair all out, and you know,
Oh,
yeah.
brother, it didn't even
And I
clock
feel
it.
like
Okay.
yeah.
Oh wow! You see how innocent I am. I didn't even realize. I've peeped behind the curtain and I am disappointed. But look, as soon as we get that quick stop money, I'm going straight there. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Round of applause. You guys have been excellent. Raina and Josh. Oh my god, and Ruby. So there you go. On to our next award. Best hair. Best hair. I'm gonna
Now
say
this
one.
is the category that I made up.
Yeah, you made up, and I was not gonna put it in, but then I was like, you know what? Let's just hear what she's got to say. There are actually quite a few.
That is
people
a queen.
who could
That
win
is
this
a
award.
queen.
But
I want to
yeah,
nominate
exactly.
Candy actually.
Thank
You know
you.
what? Yeah,
That is a queen. She's a queen.
Joey, it's never
This whole thing.
every week. Who's
This
doing
whole thing. This whole thing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hans. Thank you. But I specifically made this award because it actually only dawned on me
value
that a
my
certain
life.
driver grew miraculously a lot of hair, and that's obviously
Sebastian?
Sebastian. And I just feel like, you know, if
You
you
wanna get us
spent a lot
cancelled.
of money, I feel like if you've spent a lot of money on your hair, Sebastian, and you spent most of the season spinning out,
Oh my god!
Sebastian,
Oh god! We're getting
you
cancelled.
know, maybe we should give him something, a little something. So I just
Wow.
said maybe it's best we give him an
Wow.
award for his hair. So
Reckon
I'm
he's-
nominating
Sebastian,
Sebastian.
do you reckon he's got a thing done, or do you reckon it was just like? Because I remember at the beginning of the season, it was looking a bit mad. But also normally when you get like the thing, it doesn't grow that quickly. But his it was like a miraculous thing. So I'm just saying.
Nyasha, he had the whole runway
Yeah, no, it was
clear.
bad. It was bad.
It was bad, yeah.
I feel like
And
that.
now, you know,
Yeah, no,
the
it's
grass
true.
is greener on the other side.
Grass-
And
well,
I
look,
acknowledge that. You know,
Greener
it
than
was
his car. I'll tell you that for free.
greener than his car,
For sure.
but not as green as him switching off all the lights when everyone leaves. Dum skips
Oh, I'll give you-
wow.
oh, wow,
Look at
I'll
her.
give you
She's
a-
back. She's
I'll
back.
give you.
Anyway.
Wow, you can have a little. Okay.
So, and for that reason, I think Sebastian needs some
Okay.
accolades of some sort.
Okay.
Award.
Run it up now. Run it ups.
Okay, well done, Sebastian, for your.
It wins the fastest hair award.
To me,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
science.
yeah.
fastest growing hair award.
To
Do
me,
you know what I
it's
mean?
science.
That is for you.
Yeah.
Asaf and Sarah, do you have, just while we're here, anyone else whose hair could rival Sebastian's? Science.
Carlos.
Easy.
Yes. of course.
Carlos. That
Yes.
was the obvious winner. That was the people's choice. Yeah.
Wow, I mean, I feel like Carlos is good. I thought, Giovinazzi. Yeah,
Giovinazzi.
Joey, like Italian
Jimmy.
Jesus. And then, well, not Italian, Anyway, and I thought Lando's hair this year. I feel like
Lando.
vivacious boy, like
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Lando Norris.
maybe it's Lando
You know
Norris.
what I mean?
Or he looks like he's putting Dax in his hair. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
The way
He's going
it's
for
so
a
Yes.
it's so sticky. Anyway, look, guys, which I'm
But
gonna give.
also shout out Lewis's faux locks from the Met Gala.
Oh
They
yeah,
were wavy.
they were really good.
But we don't want to always talk about
Yeah,
Lewis
it
in it,
is.
so I
Yeah,
thought I'd bring in
exactly.
the other guys.
I
Yeah.
mean, Carlos
nice
in
little
that
chat.
Caucasian
suit
hair
the other
guys.
day, right?
Oh,
Smooth
in like
operator.
yes, I did see that.
Super
Yeah.
smooth. Yeah.
Yes.
But actually, Leclerc is also high up there. I
Yeah.
think best hair where goes to Ferrari overall,
Yes, they
Wait,
do.
right?
Ferrari.
Ferrari, it makes sense, doesn't it? It
It does
actually
make
does
sense.
make sense. Yeah.
Um,
Italian barbers, man.
Italian barbers. Look, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'll give them that for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, I love you, but we're gonna have to move on to some other awards. Otherwise, we could be discussing
Yeah.
hair.
Thank you
all
for
night.
inviting
All night.
us. Thank you.
I don't want to do that. So,
Yep.
what I do want to do is thank you guys for coming on.
Oh,
Asaf
they
and
sure
Sarah,
are.
thank
They
you so
sure
much.
are.
Round of
Like,
applause for you. My
Thank you guys. Thank you.
No.
Fan forum is amazing.
the
Quick Stop F1
The-
is amazing.
look.
We love you, man.
we try. I'm glad that you can kind of come behind the curtain and see that we are literally unorganized as fuck.
Very unorganized.
Like, we're always winging it. There's no organization.
No script.
No, but we really do thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Like, calling all the way from Israel and like Gabon. Like,
Thank you,
it's crazy.
Nyasha.
Like, let's get into the next award, which is the most valuable driver award. Tandy, this was another one of your
it?
awards. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just feel
Drunk when I sent you these. I don't
like you were.
remember.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, let's look at the time you sent them. Because you know the thing is, I was like, well, okay, but I guess you know what? I think it's like
It's
a good
been
award.
fun though.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Who is? Look, I think it's
MVP.
who is the MVP of the season? And I guess look.
No, right. We're not allowed to mention Lewis, okay?
Oh, we're not allowed to. What?
Because it's the obvious answer, in it.
Okay. So are we
Come
allowed
on
to
now.
mention? Are we allowed to mention Max then, or?
No,
Okay, good. Right, that's better.
not allowed to mention Lewis or Max, okay?
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's good. Okay, so outside of Lewis and Max, who are
The MVP. Oh, so okay. Okay. My MVP of this season, I've chosen the specific driver because they have shown solidarity. They've shown their worth. They have improved every time. And he's just an all right guy. Do you know what I mean? I take a few shots with him. And that is a young Frenchman named Pierre Gasly.
okay.
My runner-up would have been young Lando Norris. However, he kind of went quiet towards the end, but I see him improving. But Lando Norris is my MVP because he's an underrated GOAT in the making.
Wait, who is? Wait.
I mean, Pierre Gasly. Sorry, it's been a long night, guys. Please, if you're still with us, make sure you've commented. Make sure you've gone down and you've left your comments and you subscribed. But yeah, my MVP is a young Frenchman named Pierre Gasly because I do genuinely believe Pierre is a GOAT in the making.
I love it. Denz, we're gonna go to you and then we'll come to you, Keenan. Denz, who was your MVP?
Okay, MVP for me. No, I wouldn't say that I've been a fan of him. Really, tends to kind of just be there. But I gotta go with Mr. Chili, Mr. Hot Attack. It's Mr. Science because he's had a really great debut season with Ferrari. He outscored Leclerc, which is great. When Leclerc was having brain farts and crashing in Imola in Monaco even, and doing really weird stuff. Sainz was keeping a cool, positive head. 4 podiums throughout the year as well, and he's shown a lot of mental resilience as well. There have been times where this Ferrari's been a bit wayward, times where they don't understand the car. I think there was a race in Paul Ricard where they didn't understand the tires at all. The tires just got nyam out in
Yeah,
the
there
first
was
couple of laps.
there was a little period where Ferrari were just going backwards as soon as the race started, wasn't there? Yeah, I do remember that.
Absolutely, but science has prevailed, and I think it's been a good season for him because he's probably one of the more underrated drivers on the grid. He's solidified his seat there with Ferrari. I don't think there's any kind of like doubt about his position in the team, and overall as well, just very smooth. He's literally the smooth operator. Smooth operator, shout Sid. But yeah, just he's that guy, and I think he's been in the shadows of Max Verstappen, of all these guys through the year in his Red Bull Academy days up to Ferrari, and he just put together a nice solid season. So hopefully he can build on that in the future.
I love it. Very solid choice. Keenan, what is your choice?
Okay, so I agree with both of them. I mean, like a personal favorite has to be Pierre Gasly. I do feel like he's a goat in the making. I hear you completely. I think given the correct car and like his current mentality shown, that is a driver that is going to take like whatever team that he enters, like he's going to take them far. But my most valuable driver, and I have to agree with Dens here, is Carlos Sainz. 164.5 points, 4 podiums. So it was second, third. He's got, fifth place, which is, above Lando, above Charles Leclerc, and he had new car tax on top of that. And there's no doubt in my mind, given the a better vehicle. If Ferrari understand their vehicle a little bit better, I think he could take on Leclerc next year. I'm like super excited for that. I want to see the two of them fight it out. I also feel like he's responsible because of his like consistent behavior. I feel like he's the reason that like Charles Leclerc got his shit together and Ferrari managed to pull together as a team and actually move forward to get to that third place in the constructors. I feel like he brings that kind of like consistency. I think it was Ferrari put out like a piece of content like a few weeks ago, sometime during the race. They had to like pack their clothing or some stuff, like pack a bag for the next weekend race or something. And they only had 2 minutes. And Charles Leclerc started like taking all his shit and he bunched it up in his bag. And Carlos Sainz folded his clothes. And that's when I knew, I was like, that guy has his shit together. I trust that man folded his clothes, even knowing he was in competition with like Charles there. So I was like, I believe in Carlos Sainz more than I believe in myself. I think given the right car, that guy has the nerve, the work ethic, the just general know-how to be an excellent driver.
You know what? Give him the award. The lad irons his clothes. Not many lads iron their clothes. I don't iron. Do y'all iron? I don't iron.
This isn't even ironed.
I will iron if I need to go out. I will not batch iron. I won't batch iron. Fuck that.
Carlos, you can tell he sees the pile. He says, "I can't keep watching that in the corner," and he gets the ironing board out.
I love it. You know what, Carlos Sainz, for the ironing, for the consistency, and just for the great hair. He's won 3 awards. Clean sweep tonight. He's won. Oh no, he didn't win best hair, did he?
What were the other categories as well, if you don't mind us asking?
Pardon?
What were the other categories, if you don't mind us asking?
The other categories were.
It's been such a long night.
It's been a long last night. Right. Race of the Year, Best Hair Award, the Why Are You Here Award, Rookie of the Year, Driver who moved to a new Team of the Year, that was Sainz, Flop of the Year, Most Valuable Driver.
Okay.
So, those are the awards. The Carlos Sainz has won 2. He's taken home Best Driver who's moved to a new team awards and MVP. An incredible season for Sainz. I think there's a little bit of tax on Leclerc's retirement. I think he's left about 40 points. I think they're saying 40 points or so on the table. But I think they're trying to say he would have basically won Monaco. But also, he might not have been on pole if he didn't do that crash. So we all don't know really what isn't the case. But what I would say is, yeah, he's just had an incredible season. I think if I was going to say anyone MVP, probably I do want to shout out Lando and George as much as I think their emergence this season. I think especially like the first 3 quarters of the year, I think it just looked like Lando was the next superstar of Formula One. I don't think we can deny that. I think between Monza and Russia, I think there's definitely been, something unfortunately kind of denting his confidence. But then at the end of this season, he would have had some really good results if it wasn't for some unlucky incidents as well. So, yes, Dens.
And just to add to that as well, Nisha, like I know we said he's excluded, but I have to give an honorable shout out to the GOAT, He's the Walt Disney of Formula One. He is box office. He's blockbuster before Netflix. He is William Shakespeare behind the wheel. It is the one and only Lewis Anthony Ross Clark Hamilton. He's the baddest. Honestly, when the W12 was at the testing and the car was nowhere because of these new regs that came in with the floor, his perseverance, his determination, him jumping back in the sim, his recommendations with the setup, his fine tuning with the tire window of the car, even through times of difficulty when there was the mistake at Imola, when there was the painful brake magic. I think I tweeted you guys and I had the jerk chicken order and I had no appetite afterwards. Just all of these moments, and he still I don't want to be like cheesy, but he still rose through all of those moments, through all the adversities, and I'm really looking forward to the next season as well and what he'll bring.
It's crazy.
Yes, Dens.
That was really good, Dens. Don't make me cry again, please. I don't want to cry.
Bro, I'll be getting emotional too, man.
Don't make this man cry anymore.
Yeah, because I know. I'll tell you now, I'm not getting any emotional support from my host. I'll tell you that for free. Bearing my soul. I bared my soul. I was editing that video, yeah, and I was like, I actually need to crop you out because you're looking at me like I'm a dickhead, bro. I was like, bro, I can see. She's like, oh, he's starting again. Lewis Hamilton, I love you. Oh, he's starting again. I can't believe this shit.
This again.
I'm like, this N-word. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you for that, Dens. I appreciate it. I'm not going to get emotional, but you are correct. We're going to have to go. So,
yeah.
I'm
so tired.
Tandy's tired. I'm tired, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Dens and Keenan for coming on the show. We really appreciate you guys. As incredible, guys. Make sure if you're getting this far, you're liking the video, you're subscribing. We are so close to getting monetized on YouTube, and that's incredible. We've got so many things coming up. We've got the merch is coming. The newsletter. Sign up to the newsletter.
To the newsletter.
Sign up to the
Yasha writes,
newsletter.
you guys. He writes so beautifully, and my dad read it, and he was like, "Did you write that? You wrote that so amazing." I said, "Nope." That was Yasha.
That was emotional, Yasha.
But yeah, it was so beautifully written. Like, I gotta shed a little bit of a tear, and I'm so proud we have a newsletter now, guys. Whoa.
Yeah, so
we're a bit grown up.
We're all a bit grown up. There's also going to be a Patreon at the start of next year for you guys that want to help and kind of support us in that way. We'll have extra content on there, and it's going to help us to grow the platform into getting to more Black people and more people who have taste and just being able to take this as far as we can. We would never have expected for us to get this far, so it's
also I know Daniel Ricciardo's got cool merch, but we have cool merch too, and I know we keep saying it. It is coming. It's coming.
It is coming. Sooner than you guys know, probably in the next week or two, basically. So keep an eye out for that.
Pre-order.
Thank you so much. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for coming on the show. I don't know if I did a round of applause for you guys, but thank you too for coming on. That was absolutely lovely. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks' time. We've got so much cool content to come out in the meantime. Toodle pip. Good night. Bye. Bye.